It's a book we used to read at university.
In a row. Okay, so three ladies in a row is people fashion, but 12 men in a row, there's no question. It's over there.
It's okay, we'll find you.
Yeah, your car is up there.
You're not
It's really hard.
exactly. You're walking
No, it's a bit too hot.
You are the one who taught me bonjour.
Direct doctor. Nice, merci.
Yes, it is.
So this is the beginning. You can see we have with many more French books. This is what we have at hand that we're going to start collecting now in order to provide a wide range of books.
So this is entire room.
No,
French collection.
1, 2, 3, 4.
French corner.
Wait, one minute for the
We have to sign, please.
Yeah, okay.
Ellen, how many current books of French did you receive in the last 5 years?
many.
Uganda, come this side.
Yes.
So the ambassador, we can expect these 3 shelves to fill.
Yes, this is my
by next
objective.
year.
This is my very own challenge. So I have to fulfill it now.
Okay, great.
So as the visitors book is being signed, this is called the IDA section of the library. It holds the most current books, the newest editions. And the section was started with funds that were given by the International Development Agency a few years back. And the books are on various disciplines. But recently again we got a donation from Carnegie Corporation from New York. So we have other new books from Carnegie. And so that means that we are in a section that houses the most recent books. And now we have added the French corner. We have French books. And you have seen the space that we have provided for the French corner. It means that every time we get new acquisitions from you, we shall house here. When we get these ones being very old, we shall move them out and replace with the new editions that will give us. And with me, I have Professor Idris Natkunda Tugbo. from the French department. She is the French department. I invited her here because we are going to be working together. Because I don't understand French very well, but she's an expert. So if you want to get books or if you want to give us books, then she will advise us what kind of books to
Would be grateful to have electronic versions, which would mean having at least a computer which has
a few
computers with the software in French, so that the French students can access the ESOPs in French.
Absolutely, because at the Alliance Française there is a médiathèque, which is e-library, which is not available to the people at the Alliance Française, but now that we have this close collaboration, I would ask the Alliance Française to allow this access also to this médiathèque. And here you are. Thank you so much.
What? We go to the main piece.
I love the spirit and the passion.
Welcoming all students and staff to come and make use of this desk. Thank you. Our Director of Campus France, Ms. Beatrice Kane, to give a speech.
Of the Makerere University, dear Stephanie, Ambassador of France, I'm very happy to be here to launch of this Campus France office in Makerere University. I came directly from Paris to be here. I'm the General Director of Campus France in Paris, and I have to say that this is a very big chance for us to have the opportunity to have here a Campus France office and also a French corner at the library of Makerere University. And so I'm very grateful to the Makerere University to give opening a Campus France office and a corner at the library. But first of all, I want to say that I've been very honored, and it was my privilege to have a meeting in Paris with the President of Uganda, the Honorable Mr. Museveni, and the First Lady, his wife, Janet Museveni, who is also Minister of Education. And they are really at the origin of setting a Campus France office here in Uganda, because it's very important to strengthen the links between Uganda and France. And why should it be important that you choose France to do your studies? First of all, you have to say that you should know that in Campus France office you will find free information about why you should choose France and why should you choose France to do your studies. First of all, of course, French language is very nice. It's not so difficult. French culture is very appreciated in all the world, but you should know that in France you can also make your studies in English. We have more than 1,400 programs taught in English, so it's not a problem. Language shouldn't be a problem for you, and on the contrary, you go to France, you study in English, and you learn French, and you discover French culture. As you know, France is number one in attracting tourism in the world, but it's also number one in attracting students from Africa, from all the world. So we are the country where you will find most African students, but not only African students, of course. France is very cosmopolitan. You'll find students from all the world, and I think it's quite important also for your personal development. What you should know also that in France, the motto of France is liberté, égalité, fraternité, meaning liberty, equality, fraternity, and it means that in France, when you are international students or a French student, you pay the same thing. And it's in France, French universities are, the fees, tuition fees are very low. Just to give you an example, if you are master level, you just pay 1 million Ugandese shilling, and it costs to the French government 62 million Ugandese shillings. So the difference is paid by the French taxpayer. It's subsidized by the French government because the French government wants to invest in higher education, not only for French students, but for students of the world, because we think it's very important to have links with the whole planet, and of course with Uganda is very important. So come to France, choose France, and you will be very welcome in France. Thank you very much, and thank you again.
Would play the leading role. This launch today marks the beginning of a series of these activities and initiatives. I'm happy that as we speak, the Campus France desk has already been installed in the international office there, and a French corner in our library, the IDA section of the new library extension. As a university, we are grateful for the support rendered by the French Embassy through provision of scholarships for PhD students, and spent 3 months in France doing research. We're also grateful for the students' exchange programs with French universities, particularly Sciences Po, which has been sending undergraduate students to the College of Humanities and Social Sciences at Makerere University for the last 5 years. Our one student, if I may mention, Felix Buikricho from the French department also received a scholarship and is already in France for the exchange this semester. As I conclude my remarks,
Makerere University, such as a public debate and dialogue on the use of the French language, and a debate on the theme, Let's Save the World Together, as well as a debate to discuss the role of the youth in media on the one hand, and politics on the other hand. Through these interactions, you are exposing the young minds of our students to international approaches and solutions aimed at addressing challenges that affect our global village through constructive dialogue. We are confident that this kind of exposure is a spark that will ignite the fire in tomorrow's leaders that go through the gates of Makerere University to think beyond the scope of solutions that solely fit in the Ugandan setting. I'm also happy to note that some of the academic units and research partners of Makerere University have participated in the Campus France exhibition today. This is testimony of Makerere University's readiness to partner with France in the realization of Makerere University's vision to be the leading institutions for academic excellence and innovation in Africa. As the University Council, we remain committed to creating the policy and governance atmosphere that creates a conducive environment for the promotion of networking, exchange of ideas, and creation of truly global citizenship. As I conclude, allow me to thank you once again for your presence here today.
Free. So standing here today in the Freedom Square of Makerere University for the official launch of Campus France Uganda means a lot to all of us, but particularly to me as the ambassador of France to Uganda. And I take this opportunity to thank our noble guests for their wise and kind words. Freedom means a lot to us, the French. And Campus France is bringing some of its freedom to you too now. Freedom of access to knowledge, freedom of access to quality education, freedom of mobility, and most of all, the freedom of being a citizen of the world. And this is what the government of France wants to humbly contribute to by opening today the first Campus France office in Uganda at Makerere University in the International Relations Office. And I could never thank enough the First Lady, Minister of Education, and the Makerere University, who have embraced and supported since the beginning of this adventure, more than 3 years ago, the idea of hosting our Campus France office here in this noble institution. Makerere University has always been the greatest university in the region, and we are proud to be part of its history. So when you think of France, I'm quite sure you're thinking of the very complicated French language. Parlez-vous français? Well, nobody's responding right now. Let me first, thank you. Let me first tell you that you can learn French. If you learn French, your chances to get a job in Uganda, in Western Africa, in Canada, in France will increase tremendously. Today, 250 million people speak French, and most of them are on this continent in Africa. They're your brothers and sisters from Congo, Burundi, Djibouti, Ivory Coast, Senegal, and many more. But if you think that it's a beautiful but very complex language, you will have indeed to know whether table, table, is feminine or masculine. Une table, un table. So it's very complicated. Well, let me tell you that speaking French is not a requirement if you want to study in France. French universities, as was said before, can offer more than 1,500 programs in English, in law, political science, business and administration, architecture and art, science, and many more. And of course, you will find the time to learn French with your new friends while having a drink on the terrace of Paris or Aix-en-Provence. So one preconceived idea is now out of the window. You do not need to speak French to study in France. Here's the second one. Second one, is not too expensive. Is it too expensive for me? How much is it going to cost me? Well, you will learn today that thanks to the support of the French government and also the Ugandan government, studying France is less expensive than the US or the UK, while providing the highest academic standards. You can also apply for a scholarship with the French and Ugandan companies. They're here today and they can help you. So with the French Expo, made of many French companies and NGOs, you'll be face to face with the private sector and civil society and understand their needs and how you can fit their requirements. It is your chance today to learn more about the French and Francophone market and plan for your career. So seize it. I'd like also to welcome you, please, on the 24th of March this year at an event celebrating the friendship between France and Uganda. You will have a rugby match between the defense military team from France and the very famous Sevens from Uganda at Kyatondo Place field, in order for you to come and enjoy it. We'll follow by a concert with your favorite Ugandan artists. I know some of them personally, as you may know. So please come on the 24th of March to celebrate this friendship together. Today is also the opportunity for you to meet up with alumni who can share with you their French experience. And I've no doubt there are many wonderful stories to tell, and possibly they found the love of their lives in France. Who knows? France is a country of romance. So by studying in France, you will get much more than a valuable degree, a key to your professional future. You will live in a country with a long and great history. You will meet a multicultural population willing to exchange with you. You know, the French people are not as rude as you might think. They are sometimes welcoming, but they try hard. You will try the French language, bonjour, comment allez-vous, and you will come back home stronger and richer. You will come back to Uganda with a little piece of France in your luggage, and you'll become a member of the French family. And finally, coming to you, the brilliant youth of Uganda, from Makerere and from all over the country. If France means freedom to you, if France means knowledge to you, if France means diversity to you, if France means liberty, equality and fraternity to you, if France means beauty and charm, history, culture, romance to you as it does to me, come to us, come to the Campus France Corner. We will welcome you with our arms wide open, and we'll find a way to get you there and enjoy the French experience. Welcome to France, bienvenue en France.
Very, very important step in our collaboration in the field of higher education. You have aptly described Campus France as a one-stop shop for international students desirous of pursuing higher education in France. Reading through the profile that you sent me, I am indeed impressed by how practical and detailed the institution appears to be. Up until now, students from this region, which is predominantly Anglophone, have found it hard to access correct information about educational opportunities that exist in France. As a result, very few students seek access to higher education in your great country, even though it is a well-known fact that France has some of the most deeply cultured and excellent institutions of higher learning in the entire world. Therefore, the advent of Campus France in Uganda and in the Great Lakes region opens a door for our scholars and researchers to more readily access those opportunities. You have told us that Campus France has a wide range of listed universities in France so that a student can research and select from a wide variety of programs, 150 which are taught in English. We also have heard that one of the major objectives of this center is to promote research and attract researchers. I know for a fact that Makerere University will be very interested in this aspect of the institution. We are also very glad to learn that Campus France will assist students to apply and access various scholarships open to international students, and also to assist them to process their applications, assess their documents, and send them to colleges of their choice. They will also assist students in applying for visas to France, and once they are in college, Campus France will guide them in obtaining suitable accommodation at or near the college. We would really want to thank you for this initiative. Your Excellency, I have no doubt that the presence of Campus France in this region and at Makerere will take cooperation between Uganda and France to a new level, because the more students we send to France and the more students we receive at Makerere and other institutions in the region, the richer that cooperation will be across the board. Therefore, this collaboration between Uganda institutions of higher learning and French universities, especially at master's and doctorate levels, and we are indeed very excited about these opportunities. Such a program will also go a long way in bridging the cultural chasms that were created among the various African regions by colonial divisions, complicated as they were by the fact that the different colonizers spoke different languages, which has continued to make it difficult for Africans to communicate. Have been selected as the campus, as the location for Campus France. I want to pledge that my ministry and the government of Uganda will play its part in ensuring that this collaboration is enhanced and becomes useful both to this region and France. I thank you, Your Excellency, and I wish everyone a prosperous new year. Of Makerere University Council.
Thank you.
A toast to the official launch of Campus France, together with the guest of honor.
To the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to the President Macron, and to this initiative Campus France by the Embassy of France and the University of Makerere. Long live Campus France. Thank you. For good health and something to drink. The French way.
Thank you.
Yeah,